You know what it is! It's Taco Tuesday!
Yo guys, Bitcoin is up to nearly $23,000 and Ethereum is sitting right around that $1,500 range. And really across the board, we're seeing a very solid bounce over the weekend for the greater crypto market. And even recently, we've seen a lot more positive news about NFTs and the NFT space in general. And it really has me feeling a lot more bullish than I have been in at least the past 2 to 3 months. Today, I want to cover some upcoming projects where it's still early, but they're showing signs of potential, a free mint that I think could do really well, and then also some major developments to already existing NFT project that have me feeling a lot more bullish than I was originally. Before we get started, make sure you guys hammer the like button, subscribe to the channel, and then leave me a comment down below on what projects you guys want me to cover or talk about. We're still right now very much in this meme meta where I think free mints are popping off and doing extremely well, even better than a lot of quality projects or projects of substance that I've been marketing for months and months. And I think the fuck ups being the free mint that I mentioned has that potential to be kind of this new, community backed meme project that does well. Still pretty early, only 16,000 followers. It is going to have a supply of 5,555 and it's going to be 4 fuck ups, 5 fuck ups. So just kind of a cool slogan off the bat. Now, looking at some of the art, I think it's actually done pretty well. Like, it definitely is unique. It almost reminds me of RadCats. If you guys follow that project, just in terms of like the actual size and I guess shape of the character, and it's got kind of that same color pattern in a way. At least that's what I recognize it as. But look, I think these could do pretty well as PFPs. I definitely can see people rallying behind this, and a lot of the messaging in their tweet is just really embracing that degen culture that is so much alive in the NFT space. It really reaches the degen in all of us. So this is one to definitely keep your eyes on if you're interested. I don't know if they are doing like an official whitelist or whitelist only mint, but that's something to keep your eyes on. If there's opportunity to get whitelisted, obviously that's always going to be a benefit over a gas war. The only thing that I will say is if you guys are minting any of these free mints or degen plays, make sure you guys are using a degen specific wallet. That way you guys don't get your wallet strained and lose all your valuable NFTs. So that's the only advice. But look, free mint, these have been doing pretty well recently. I think this one has potential. Now, looking at some upcoming projects, I have Bad Influence here, which is one of the projects that has definitely caught my interest recently. And really the main reason that I found out about this project was from Crypto Gorilla, who is a fellow YouTuber and creator in the NFT space. He was talking about how he is an advisor for this project along with Champ. And obviously both of these guys combined are two very well respected, just people in the space when it comes to advising projects and really advising people in general on what to look into for certain projects, and really having that alpha and good reads on what does well. So having both of these guys put their names with Bad Influence is definitely a bullish sign that this project has potential. They definitely saw something behind the scenes that they haven't tweeted out or maybe shared in their Discord yet that gave them some real conviction on this project. Heading over to their website, you definitely get the sense that this whole community and really the purpose of this project is to build a creator controlled and community led brand. So really emphasis on there being this community of creators that are creating new IP. They're doing things in the NFT space, in entertainment, in gaming, in these various sectors, and kind of supporting each other, really driving this Bad Influence brand into something that's new and refreshing. And so something that's really cool that I saw was that all of this art and the whole PFP collection was done by Jor Rose, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, who is a visionary artist that has done work for Adidas, Nike, and then Super Plastic in the past. And so you guys can check out his work on his Instagram. He's got a pretty significant following, like 156,000 followers on Instagram, where you can see kind of some of the inspiration and just some of the work that he's done in the past. They talk about having these full body 3D avatars of your PFPs, along with actually having, some kind of app where you're able to easily customize your NFT. I think the art's pretty dope. I love the community creative back idea of really the entire project, but really what I think I'm most bullish on is just the founders and the team. You guys can read through here and see that, most of these guys are doxed or at least semi-doxed, and they definitely have a ton of experience with some of the biggest brands in Web2 in a wide variety of different areas. This is a staff team with a ton of professional experience. This isn't, a handful of teenagers that are just coming up with a PFP project and putting it out. There's definitely a sense that everyone involved in in this team here is going to actually build this up. And so it'll be really interesting to see how this kind of unveils after mint and what they actually do in terms of giving the community the autonomy to actually build up the brand and how they go and actually support some of those ideas and initiatives. Next, we're looking at RadCats, which is going to be a Solana based project. RadCats is going to be really inspired by, you know, the 90s, that pop culture hip hop kind of style, at least when it comes to the art, but it is still very early. I know they have 40,000 followers, but there's still not a ton of information available right now. We really have just seen the art, and then there is a closed Discord, which I'll show you guys a little bit of in just a second. So heading over to their Discord right now, they mainly just have, you know, sneak peeks and previews of the art. It definitely follows that Great Goats, OK Bears kind of style where, you know, simple backgrounds, a lot of cool hip hoppy type traits. You can even see these eyes are definitely directly from the OK Bears collection. So, you know, those projects obviously did pretty well. It's really all about kind of the hype and the community if people really get behind RadCat. And so, like I said, the Discord is closed. There's only about 1,800 people in here right now. I was whitelisted for the project. They do have a rad paper, which is coming soon. So we'll be on the lookout for that, along with a website and any other kind of information that they roll out. I do think this is one to keep your eyes on just based off of the, you know, pretty solid art so far. One that's definitely popular and that's worked in the past. And then looking at the VIP over here, you know, you have names like Peblo, who's obviously massive in the Solana space, being a VIP in the Discord. And so, yeah, I think just once we learn more about the team, the founders, the roadmap, and if there's any utility, we'll definitely be able to better assess this project. But I just want to put on you guys' radar now. Make sure you guys follow and stay up to date as they begin to roll out some of these announcements. Chimpers was a project that for a while I definitely slept on. I thought it was just kind of like another derivative. Any project that has, you know, a ape or a monkey, to me usually is always just kind of like a derivative, but Chimpers is a lot more than that. And I realized that leading up to mint that this was, you know, gonna be a pretty special project just in terms of the story building and the quality of this pixel art, which usually I'm not a big fan of, but I think that they've done it extremely well. One of the things about Chimpers that recently has kind of grown on me and has caught my eye is just how involved this community is on Twitter, which is a very underrated aspect of any community or any NFT project out there. When you guys are on Twitter and you're looking, you know, into joining Twitter spaces, or you're seeing shit posts or just threads about the NFT space or projects in general, if you're seeing a lot of them come from members of the same community, that just shows how active that community is in the space, that they actually have, you know, long-term conviction in NFTs. And so when they start to do things like that, their PFP very much becomes a part of their brand, of their identity. And so for me, maybe it's just who I follow, but I cannot escape Chimpers on my timeline. It just seems like a lot of people in that community are very active. They care a lot. And so that's something that's really, you know, grown on me. Just recently, a few days ago, Chimpers introduced their dojo, and they did it with this animated video that is really well done. But basically the dojo is kind of going to be their gamified staking system. Rather than actually having a token, you will be rewarded with experience. The XP will basically correlate to different bandana thresholds, similar to like Moonbird's nesting, but in its own unique way. And you can kind of see that development here. I don't know if this is set in stone or just a preview. But then they talk about there's training, there's going to be battling and adventuring. There is going to be this kind of play to earn experience that they don't really give any detail into here just yet, but I'm sure that's going to be rolled out once they actually release their staking mechanisms and the dojo. So something to keep an eye on. I think Chimpers is a project that I definitely want to buy into very soon. I think the staking will definitely explode their floor price and really just kind of the evaluation of the collection overall, especially if the dojo has a lot of different activities that really get the community more involved beyond just having your NFT locked up and being staked. So something to keep an eye on. Makes me very bullish on Chimpers. I would be doing a disservice if I didn't talk about the Otherside's demo over the weekend. I know there was a ton of hype and speculation around that, and honestly, I was expecting the Otherside or the first trip demo gameplay to be a bit of a letdown, just because overall in this space, everyone has such high expectations and the speculation is always so high on any of these announcements or developments for any of these projects. But specifically for the Otherside and Yuga Labs, obviously those expectations are a lot higher than for your just average project. But really, the first trip gameplay to me was impressive, purely for the fact that, you know, there is 5,000 people in the same instance, you know, live together with basically, from what I saw, no in-game lag, which was like really awesome to see. The vibrancy of the world itself, the details that they have out, at least just in what we saw so far, was impressive. I think it's very evident the potential that they have here. When you have, you know, proximity chat, you have very much this interactive experience with, you know, quests and activities, and everyone has kind of missions or goals to go after. You know, soon as you landed into the other side, there was that massive stage with, you know, a crowd of people. That already is replicating, you know, what Fortnite did, where they had Travis Scott and other major, you know, artists come perform this very interactive, you know, metaverse style performance. So these are things that are already evident to me just based on this initial gameplay, which is nowhere near a finished project or a finished product. So yeah, I think the sentiment overall from what I saw on just the streams and really Twitter overall was that, you know, people were pretty surprised or at least content or happy with what is available as of right now. There really wasn't a lot of fun. So I think if you're looking at a long-term horizon, the other side is always going to be a pretty safe bet. I think you definitely want to have access to whatever is coming, and you definitely don't want to wait to buy when, you know, everything is actually done in, you know, a year, 2 years time, or however long the timeline is. It's definitely better to, you know, speculate and get in before, you know, before they actually accomplish anything, because obviously yesterday's price is not today's price. So either way, the other side, I was pleasantly surprised with it. If you guys haven't already, you guys can check out either on Twitter or I'm sure on YouTube, people have gameplays and streams from the event. So definitely check those out if you didn't see those. That'll wrap it up for today's video. I know I've been a bit inconsistent with the content recently, but I'm planning on really ramping that up. I'm trying to get a lot more active in the space. I know just the past month or so has just been flooded with, you know, kind of degen plays and stuff that I didn't think was very worthwhile, but I definitely am diving headfirst into the market again. So you guys can expect content on a regular basis, hopefully even more content than I usually put out. As always, if you guys don't already, follow me on Twitter at HotTacoMD. I'm always tweeting about projects and just kind of my thoughts on the market in general. If you guys enjoyed today's video, hammer the like button, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, I'm out.